woke up in 2077. Most of your body is prosthetics, your phone is no longer in your hand, it's integrated in your brain, the air is thicker, the pollution has doubled, the noise never stops, and silence is just a memory. Welcome to the future 51 years from now. Today we're covering Cyberpunk 2077, and here's how close we already are. Hi everyone, Maggie here. Welcome back to Mythical Reality, where we take the myths of our favorite stories and find the reality behind them. In Night City, real meat is basically illegal, not because of some vegan uprising, but because of disease, contamination, and repeated outbreaks. So something as basic as food has become a luxury, while synthetic and lab-grown alternatives have become a norm. This is where the game starts feeling uncomfortably close to reality. Bill Gates has invested in companies working on alternatives and synthetic meats, and this has fueled a conspiracy theory claiming that powerful figures could eventually push people towards synthetic food by making traditional meat unsafe, perhaps even by deliberately spreading disease.
It's called artificial meat.
Do you eat it as well, and you like it?
Absolutely.
Bill Gates has publicly said rich countries should move to 100% synthetic beef, citing the environmental cost of raising cattle. And he's put his money where his mouth is. And then there is water. In Night City, the water has become so rare that it could cost around $99 or 99.80 in their currency, while most people rely on processed or recycled alternatives. Today, our water supplies are already facing pollution, chemicals, microplastics, drought, and increasing demand. Now look at us, we're getting polluted every year, and bio-natural products are getting more expensive and feeling more like a luxury than a natural thing to have. Lab-grown and plant-based meat is already replacing the real thing on shelves, and we're heading towards the Night City's menu. Watch this, a prosthetic wrist full 360 spin.
It's got a little bit of power as well. So let me try to crush this can for you. This one's pretty special because this is what we call a bionic arm, and it's powered by artificial intelligence.
That's not a stunt, that's a real upgrade. In Night City, people replace body parts to get superhuman. Turns out we're already doing that, just slower, and without the chrome. But cyberware would become a dystopian tool for corporate exploitation, rather than an empowerment fantasy. Companies would require workers to get implants to increase productivity, then charging them monthly just to use certain features. Cyberpunk 2077 already explores this dystopian idea, where corporations have enormous control over people's body, technology, and lives. Employers would push implants as a job requirement to boost productivity, then lock workers with predatory financing plans. Try to fix your own arm? Illegal. Until repair laws would make sure only the company can touch it, and basic body functions could end up behind subscription paywall. So missing payment doesn't just cost you money, it costs you functions. Johnny Silverhead died decades before the game even starts, but his mind got copied onto an engram, a digital soul preserved on a chip. So he basically haunts V's brain like a ghost. Wild part? Someone's actually trying to build that for real. A company called Netcom, started back in 2015 by a scientist named Robert McIntyre, is working on exactly this. Preserve your brain in insane detail now, upload it later, live forever as data. They even won the 21st Century Medicine Prize that's worth $80,000. The catch is brutal. The only way it currently works is by embalming your brain while you're still alive, meaning the process itself could kill you. MIT literally cut ties with the company once that came out. So has it worked? No, nobody's mind has been uploaded. Nobody's come back from death as data. We've only made the preserve part. The upload part is still not there yet. The living forever as data part remains as future technological possibility, not something humanity has achieved. And even in Night City in 2077, they never fully cracked it either. Riding around with someone else's engram in your skull wrecks your body over time. Relic sickness, they call it. Your brain starts rejecting it, your health tanks, and if nothing's done, it kills you. So yeah, even 51 years from now, in the world that inspired all this, they still hadn't made living forever safe. Night City got full-on combat robots and mechs stomping around. We're not there yet, but we're closer than you'd think. Robots made by companies like Boston Dynamics are already being tested and used in factories. Other human-like robots are also starting to work alongside people. Tesla's Optimus has also started limited production, with Elon Musk aiming for a price of around $20,000 to $30,000 once the production scales. So when it comes to robots, I think we'll get there by 2077. Not killer robots walking the streets, but robots working alongside humans could be everywhere by then. You're in 2077, you walk outside, get into your car, and you don't even touch the steering wheel. Your map isn't on your phone anymore, it's floating in front of your eyes. This AI taxi is basically GPT on wheels. And yeah, sometimes it malfunctions as well, just like GPT. But driving itself is not sci-fi anymore. Self-driving cars are already on real streets right now. But Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't just cover normal cars, it also has flying cars. So are we gonna achieve that? When we're asked to imagine the far future technology, I bet first thing comes to our minds is the flying cars, since ever. Back to the Future movie was released in 1985 and it imagined the far future that was 2015 with flying cars. 2015, that was more than a decade ago. The Flintstones cartoon was released in 1962 and it also imagined the far future with flying cars. And those are just few examples of so many others that imagine the future with flying cars. So maybe we're moving really slowly when it comes to achieving that. And maybe we're never gonna achieve it. Here's why. First, the weight. A flying car would weigh 1 to 2 tons, and to keep that mass in the air, you need to continuously generate enough lift to counter gravity. A helicopter does it with large rotors, an airplane does it with wings and forward speed, but a car that simply can lift vertically would need a lot of power. Second, the noise. You know how noisy one helicopter or airplane could be? Imagine thousands hovering by your window. Third, safety. An accident in the air isn't like an accident in the ground, it's more serious and falling from that height could be fatal. And lastly, the air traffic. Imagine today's traffic but in 3D. Instead of cars only worrying about what's ahead, they have to worry about what's above, below, and around them. So technically and scientifically it is possible to make flying cars, but as humans we don't want to take that risk and headache. And there are some flying cars, but they are exclusive and not accessible for public and individuals. And Cyberpunk 2077 was so realistic in predicting the future. It didn't include flying cars as an alternative for nowadays ones. Instead, it kept it exclusive for the elites. And when we come to talk about the cars designs, the premium cars design in Cyberpunk 2077 can be easily achieved by now. That's when we're talking about just the look and shape. The smartphones, how would they be by 2077? And when I say smartphones, I mean like everything. Calls, media, camera, location, navigation, information, etc. In Cyberpunk 2077, your information and smartphone functions aren't trapped in a rectangular smartphone. It appears around you, integrated into environment with cyberware. AR and VR technologies are already there to integrate information into environment, but still need smartphone cameras or headsets. And in order to see their display without smartphone cameras or headsets, we'll need something integrated into our brains, so that we can see it directly with our eyes, pretty much like the smartphone cameras. And maybe you're thinking about an alternative technology instead of AR and VR to display the information in our environment in 3D. Well, we do have hologram and light field display systems, but right now they're stuck behind glasses, running on fans, and only used for ads. Cool trick, but not an interface. Maybe in the future we'll see it on holographic maps and holocalls. And when I say hologram, I mean holocalls, holographic maps, holograms in video games, the digital information encoded to built-in objects, and so on. Calls appearing in an interface around you is already possible, but only with AR glasses. And maybe we can achieve that with lenses as well. If we achieve such technology with contact lenses, that would be a milestone in the technology history. And when it comes to 3D hologramic personing call, It's achieved but very limited, like so far it's not normal customers' technology. Cyberpunk 2077 also shows interacting with video games through floating interface, which we already have, but again, we need the headset for that. So in Cyberpunk 2077, smartphones, technologies, and factions haven't really disappeared, they just moved to your brain, and the technology has become more holographic. If you want to know more details about where are we when it comes to integrating chips into our neural system, I'll leave the link in the description below. I made a video about Nerve Gear headsets and nowadays brain chips implants, where I showed the exact tech that could get full dive VR. Go watch it because Brain Dance and Nerve Gear chase the same dream. Talking about the brain chip, let's talk about its side effect and is it possible to happen in real life? In the game, load up too much cyberware and you go cyber psycho. You lose empathy and you snap. Cyberpsychosis is basically what happens when someone becomes mentally unstable after getting heavily augmented with cyberware. But the game makes it clear that the technology itself isn't necessarily the cause. The game's own creator said it best. Cyberware acts like steroids abuse. Not everyone goes crazy, it depends on your mental health going in. It's not the chrome, it's what's underneath. And in universe, corporations hide that truth. Because our tech breaks your brain doesn't sell cyberware. It's not even one thing, it's trauma amplified by chrome. Rogue AI hijacking your mind, your brain literally fried by hackers, or corporation messing with your head on purpose just to test mind control. Some cyber psychos even function perfectly. Adam Smasher was paid to be one. Johnny Silverhead was already broken by war and trauma before the chrome ever made it worse. Now strip the sci-fi way. Sounds familiar? We don't really have cyberpsychosis because that's a side effect of being overloaded with implants and chromes. But we have something a bit similar as a side effect for brain rot, not touching the grass for too long, surrounding yourself with blue light only, and forgetting about the sunlight. Studies link heavy screen time with anxiety, dopamine burnout, social isolation, losing empathy, losing touch with the real world, especially with people already struggling with mental health. Pretty much like Adam Smasher already being a psychopath and then the chrome empowers it. And with brain implants already in human trials, doctors are asking the same questions the game asks. What happens to a brain that's already vulnerable once tech sits inside it? Not just in your hand, but in your head. So no, we don't have cyber psychos punching through walls, but tech hit people differently depending on what they're already carrying. That part is true. So most of technologies in Cyberpunk 2077 are already here, but very early. We're heading towards that direction, technology-wise, but not necessarily we're gonna end up in that world. 51 years, that's it. Are you even gonna be alive by then? The chrome, the chip, the corporation pulling the strings. We're not watching the future anymore, we're building it. Do you think in 51 years we're gonna end up in a world like Cyberpunk? Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you in the next video.